Hello and welcome to another Sheffield United Way match preview. I don't know about you guys out there, but it's tough. It's feeling like last season all over again. Let's hope in this game we can have something to shout about, even a goal. Even if it's not 3 points, a goal. Hal, what are you saying, mate?
I'm at my mum and dad's house. Say hi, mum and dad.
Hi.
Right on cue. That worked a little bit better in rehearsal.
I'm really disappointed that they didn't say hi, mum and dad.
I'm also really glad that Roy has got involved as well in the action, the dog. So
Roy
he
the
hasn't
boy.
barked. Roy the boy. He hasn't barked, I would say, for the last probably 24 years, but he's just he's let quite a few out now.
I'm the one that always gets hammered for the dog barking next door from you, so it's good that you've repaid the favour. Anyway, shall we move on to talking about that? Oh no, well, I need to tell people first, don't I? What's happening?
Big news.
As if they don't know. Yeah, as if they don't know. Aaron Ramsdale has just been sold to Arsenal. Yeah, the worst kept secret ever. 24 million plus 6 million add-ons. If they get reached, we don't know. But obviously, we knew that he was going. He wasn't playing in the last game. We had salad fingers or whatever you want to call him, butterfingers, either or.
For anyone who knows salad fingers, they'll appreciate this joke. Salad fingers looked a bit rusty.
Hey, there we go. Love that. Love that. Let us know in the comments right now if you know who salad fingers is, because and I suggest if you are under the age of maybe 16, probably don't watch it. It's not a weird well, it is a weird thing.
It is really weird.
It's not for people kind of a certain age, but it's weird.
People. No, I'll tell you something else that's weird, and actually not just weird, it's a shame. Aaron Ramsdale, if you think about it, he only played once in front of a proper Bramall Lane crowd, and we were never able to give him a send-off either.
No, exactly. We've had a few players like that, but at least he's had one game, I suppose, but we did lose it, and he did concede a goal, which, yeah, it's just a bit... everything's just not very fun at the moment, is it, Hal?
It's just a bit... No, I think you've summed up the last 17 months.
Exactly. We didn't need to do all these videos, did we? We just needed to go. No. Anyway, we'll talk about West Brom for not very long. So, West Brom... I think it's best to put this game in the past, but I'll summarise it for you very, very quickly. Can't defend throw-ins or corners. Verips was shocking, appalling. We can't create anything. The end. Welcome back, Hal.
Yep. Well surmised. Could not agree more. And of course, we've got this game to look forward to. Huddersfield Town, a 3 p.m. kickoff back at Bramall Lane. Nick and I are going. We will meet in the flesh for the very first time. The referee for this encounter, Nick prepared to make his noise, is Michael Salisbury.
Not Michael Salisbury.
Who is obviously not from Salisbury. He's from Preston, the same place as Ben Davis. So I hope he doesn't get lost on his way to Bramall Lane. Now, last time out. Okay, the last time we played Huddersfield was a painful one. This is the first time we played Town since the 2012 playoff final at Wembley. And we now meet for the 100th time in all competitions. So I'm actually going to look at the last time we met in the league at Bramall Lane. It was in League One. Lee Clark was the manager at the Terriers. And our gaffer was Danny Wilson. This was the 13th of September, 2011. The attendance that day, and it'll be bigger than this, was 17,373. It would have been 17,371, but my dad and I went. Lee Novak's first half brace helped Huddersfield to an impressive win. This was not a good day for the Blades. Huddersfield took the lead when Novak slotted home. Steve Simonson made a bit of an error from Danny Ward's shot. The Blades almost levelled when Chris Porter met Matt Loughton's cross. The striker shot wide of the post. Novak fired in a second when the United defence failed to clear their lines before Oscar Goben headed in Ward's corner from close range. We did have a good chance with Ched Evans. He was a second half substitute. We went really close after the break from a free kick, but it was a defeat and a bad one.
Yeah, funny you should mention Steve Simonson, because my dad said earlier on in a text to me, now Ramsdale's gone, is it going to be back to those days where we had really poor goalkeepers? Because we did have poor goalkeepers for a while, between probably Paddy Kenny and you could probably say Simon Moore. We had a couple of okay goalkeepers in there, but a lot of bad ones. So hopefully, we don't go back to that. Anyway, let's talk about the Sheffield United team. So first of all, there's Muse and there's Enda Stevens. Both of them still injured, probably about a month, something like that. Going on the timeline of sort of a few weeks back, it was 6 to 8 weeks, 4 to 6 weeks, whatever, around about 6 weeks, and now it's probably around about a month. I think Enda Stevens is probably someone that we would like to see back in the side because nobody's particularly played well on that left-hand side. Anyway, so moving on to the team news, Hal.
All right, so if we're thinking about the opposition 11 and what Huddersfield are actually going to do, we'll look at that in a moment. But Nick, I have the big question, and is the first question that must be asked for the Blades. Who is going to play in the net?
Wes. League One, Wes.
League One West. Are we crazy?
League One West. Are we crazy?
League One West.
Is he from Kazakhstan now, Paolo Di Canio?
He must be. Anyway, let's get the graphic on screen. I hope people enjoyed
we've done it again.
We always do it, mate. It's always going to happen. So in net, I'm a little bit gutted that Bobby didn't put League One Wes, but we move. League One Wes in the net. Wes Fotheringham. League One Wes. That was more Italian. Give me that, please.
It's better. That was better. You're getting better at it. Yeah, it's not something you need to really work on, though.
No, okay. I don't think I'm going to do that in future.
Just leave it. Yep.
Yeah, just do that. So obviously we've gone for back in the day, haven't we? We've gone for that 5-2-1-2, that Duffy role, if you like, and we've put Freeman in there. This is a bit of a joint effort, isn't it, Hal?
When you say joint, it's my team, yeah.
Joint. No, it's joint. It's joint. Yeah, because I probably would have McGoldrick in this if it was mine.
You would.
Anyway, Chris Basham, Egan, and Ben Davies at centre back. They're all the three that I'd want there, including League One West. Actually, no, Jake Eastwood. I'd chuck Jake Eastwood in there, to be honest. Right wing back, Baldock. Left wing back, Ben Osborne. We've gone for Fleck and Sander Berger in the midfield. Luke Freeman, would like to see a bit of creativity. So Luke Freeman in there. We want to see something, don't we? We want to see something. We don't want to just keep throwing either loads of strikers on the pitch and hoping something works. Or last time we put 2 strikers up front and they both had to create chances for themselves because the midfield got completely bypassed and the fullbacks didn't get forward enough. So hopefully Luke Freeman can do a bit of a job in there for us. And then up top, we've got Rhian Brewster and Ollie McBurney. Ollie McBurney, pal, not had much game time. Rhian Brewster has had bits and bobs here and there, played out of position. So let's see. I would actually like that. I think at the moment we've got literally no expectations right now because of how bad we've been recently. So hopefully we see something a little bit different, a bit of creativity. Let's create chances. Even if we don't score them, let's just create them, Hal. What do you say?
I say that Slaviša Jokanovic said, first of all, I must take the responsibility for the defeat. This is against West Brom. We were poor, but we must keep going forward. And Nick, I'm pretty sure it was a lack of going forward that was actually the issue.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you're absolutely right. But there, did you say poor? Do you not mean poor? Do you not mean poor? We were poor.
Don't feed the trolls. Let it go.
He's blocked anyway. Don't worry about it. He's gone. He's gone for good. John D's gone.
All right. If you want to get mentioned on the channel, clearly you've just got to insult Nick. that's how you get your own name shouted out on a video. Let's look at the opposition then, because Town go into Sunday's game looking to build on their first win of the season against Preston North End on Tuesday, and they'll be in their new Navy away kit. That's what you watch this video for. Of course, big game at Bramall Lane for both. It is a Yorkshire derby. They'll be managed by Carlos Corberan. Lee Nichols marked his debut in goal with a clean sheet against Preston. He had to recover from coronavirus, so came in for that one. I would have wanted to start the season. Lewis O'Brien, another who missed the first 2 games after testing positive, also impressed in the week with Scott High justifying his selection in central midfield. And Scott High, not as tall as you'd hope. Corberan will be reluctant to change things too much on the back of a win, but Dwayne Holmes, Alex Vallejo could offer some fresh legs. I'm thinking they will probably go Nichols in goal, then Lees, Sarr, Colwill, Ollie Turton, Vallejo, Hogg, Dwayne Holmes, who I mentioned, Thomas, Ward, and how you pronounce this is very important, Karoma.
See what you did there. I thought it was going to be one of Hal's crazy pronunciations, like Shandaburger.
The correct pronunciation, yeah.
It's definitely not. It's still definitely not. Anyway, let's move on to score predictions.
All right, I'm saying we're actually going to turn the page. We're going to get it right. 4-1 Blades. Slav only managed at home versus Huddersfield once when he was manager of Fulham, and it was a 5-0 win for Fulham back in 2016. So I think he's got the mark here over Huddersfield.
Yeah, as long as we've got Ryan Sessegnon and Mitrovic playing for us, we'll be fine, won't we? Oh, wait.
Well, yeah, Ryan Sessegnon is not a stupid shout.
I know. Hopefully. You never know, mate. You never know. He's not getting in Tottenham side, let's be honest. So let's have him. We'll have him for a year. Give him us. We'll have him. Anyway, you went, 4-1? You're off your head, mate. You're off your absolute noggin.
Well, let's see it full time because you'll be there, be able to turn to me in person and say, Hal, not for the first time. I was wrong and you were right.
All right. Okay. I hope I'm saying that. I am going to go for a win, though. I am going to go for a win. I'm going to go for a 1-0 win. I feel it's one of those games that's going to be scrappy because we've not been playing well and we're just going to get over that line. Just. So 1-0 I'm going to go for. 1-0 Blades. I'm not sitting on the fence. I'm not going save. I just feel like that is going to be the score. Anyway, shall we move on to players that have played for both teams? In other words, player connections.
All right. So if I do that...
man with a glass on his head.
That's correct. And wasn't he good for us? Yeah.
Man with a glass on his head. He was incredible. He wasn't poor.
Games last season as well. For Huddersfield, we're both, of course, talking about Richard Stearman.
Yeah. Getting Stearman. Love a bit of steer dog.
Do pop your suggestions as well in the comments. If you're watching this later, you can write them below. And if you're watching it live, do put your player connections. That's players that played for both. We've just kicked off a Richard Stearman. Give me another one.
I'm going to give you Martin Smith. What a striker he was. Banged some right goals in for us, but unfortunately didn't play too many games for us.
Yeah, he was sold just at his absolute peak. Also, manager connections. How about I do one, you do one? I'll go first with Steve Bruce.
Steve, do you want to do a Steve Bruce impression?
Steve Bruce. Talk quite quietly. Don't really say anything. There you go.
Perfect. That was brilliant. I didn't know you could do that, actually. I just put you on the spot and you smashed it. Well done. Well done. I'm going to give you a Sheffield United legend, you'd have to say. Neil Warnock got us promoted to the Premier League. Before that, had many seasons with the Blades, including my favourite season of all time, which was that triple assault season. Maybe because I was a young lad and that was my favourite season at that point. We've had some good ones, though.
The triple assault season sums up being a Blade. It is the season all of us talk about the most. It's our most enjoyable season, and we did nothing. We failed nothing. We failed at every hurdle at the end. So that is just synonymous with, I think, being a Blade. By the way, also, I want to show you something else, which I think every Blade would love to see. This is my mum's, and so I don't normally have it on me.
Cuzza.
Signed by the man himself.
Oh, lovely. Lovely. What is it? Is it a shirt?
It's a classic shirt. I love the badge.
It looked very long, that. Has it got Tony Curry, the full name, on the back?
Yeah. It's just it's one that you wouldn't really want to wear too many times because it's just so special. But yeah. By the way, glad you appreciated the Steve Bruce impression. I do a whole host of impressions, but Nick's never bothered to ask me to do them before. You
could have just done them. You don't need me to ask you. I don't run your live for you.
No, we've got you doing your Paolo Di Canio. We don't need me to do that. Also, we'll just let you know. If you think of more, please pop them in. I'll just say off the top of my head: Chris Lucchetti, Chris Armstrong, Phil Starbucks come up in the comments. Tom Cowan's come up in the comments. Georgie
Herbert Chapman, obviously.
Yes, who you'll no doubt joke that I remember watching. And I will say as well, just before we wrap up, James Garner is not going to join Sheffield United. That was a midfielder that we were we were linked with and we were hoping for. So James Garner is going to go to Forest. He was a target, but the thinking with Garner was it was only going to be if Xander Berge actually left in the time frame that we'd be able to get Garner in, and that hasn't happened. So Garner, no, would have been a great signing, but you wouldn't have him as well because actually, if you think about it, the squad, pretty big.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's probably good to finish on this. Hal, I've said my bit on Ramsdale. Have we got any actual opinions? Because I didn't really give an opinion on it.
I'll give you mine really quickly, then you give me yours. I'm a big fan of Aaron Ramsdale. I want him to succeed. I wanted him to be Sheffield United's keeper for the next 12, 15 years. I thought he would repay the faith that the Blades fans basically had in him after a sticky spell. He won't get that with Arsenal fans. And we were prepared to back him. And I'm very, very disappointed.
Absolutely. I'm going to go play devil's advocate. I thought he had a lot of poor games for the Blades in the Premier League. I still think he's got a lot to work on in his game. So, yeah, it might be a tough time for him at Arsenal. And like you say, he's not going to get time to bed in like we gave him time. We played him for the full season. So let's see. Let's see how he does. But I wish him the best. He came through the Sheffield United Academy, and we always want to see him do well. We've had a lot of Blades come through that academy. It's a brilliant academy, and let's hope it's just going to keep on spitting out beautiful, beautiful players.
Given is asking about updates on transfer rumours. I mean, there isn't actually anything to report, unfortunately. We had hoped to bring you some news on maybe Olsen, the keeper, that's a rumour that's doing the rounds, and also Diallo. Neither of those two have kind of progressed at the stage that we can actually say anything.
No, it's a bit sad, really. There's not a lot of time left, really. What is it, like a week and a little bit, a week and a half?
A bit longer, yeah. But it's even after that closes, loans done as well. So we've got to get all our business done. And we do have a massive squad. And I really think we need players to go out first. I mean, that whole left-hand side, just there's too many players there. And there's players, I think, now that are possibly past their prime. And it might be a little case of sentiment has to be eased out. And we actually start to bring in players that are going to improve us going forward.
Right, let's leave on that bombshell because me and Hal are just going to have a massive argument after we leave this video. So thank you very much for watching, everybody, and we will see you tomorrow for the match reaction. Goodbye.